That's one. Well, you're like one of my brothers. Well, not only that, but you know Aunt Joyce.
Oh, yeah.
Some of you know Aunt Joyce.
No, I know her.
Okay. Her second son down, Lucas. I have to. No, you're Lucas. Keith, the second.
Yeah. Okay.
Keith,
Yeah.
Keith. From the time he's been working, every job he has, he likes. He's that type of a person. He likes every job he's ever had. He likes people to begin with, and he swings with whatever is going on.
Yeah.
And so he gets along beautifully, and now he's in the, and this is just something very new for him, he's in the piano business, you know, because he's a player.
Oh,
he
yeah.
plays all the time. Oh, yes. That's why we bought our, is he making pictures?
Sometimes.
And Ben, don't go over there towards your sisters or brothers, not over there.
No, that's like,
Go over there. Anyway, now he's working on piano, so he's always wanted to tune pianos, and he kind of knew how, being a pianist, but he decided he'd get into that business, so he is into that business now. And for a while he talked about taking our piano, and Joyce did too, but I guess they've decided they're not going to take it, you know, because they each have pianos.
Yeah.
Oh, they
But
do.
they was going, oh yes, because they two or three of Joyce's families he played, and so they all have pianos. And but I think I think Joyce had planned on giving her, and Grandma's got her mouth wide open. That's the way I always have.
See, the camera sees us every day, not you.
Huh?
Yeah.
The camera sees us every day, not you.
Well, I know it, Lord, Grandma's, I know. Now that's enough. You had more than enough pictures. Don't take any more, Grandma.
Go ahead, Grandma.
No, is that one that you look on the television?
Yeah.
You just take out the tape and put it in the VCR.
Or you can just watch it in here.
Or you what?
Or you can watch it in here.
If you put your little eye in there, you can see it playing in there too.
Well, see, I don't have a place, I don't think, to put in my, of course, I just have the small one here. I have the
Oh,
big
you
one
have the big one
at the house over at my
Yeah.
home now. But there's no place to put a VCR or any of that kind of stuff in it.
You like it over there, Lynn? Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
Great.
Do you have like a kitchen and all that?
oh, no.
No. Like how
They
does it?
cook for you.
How?
I just have a one-room annex, they call it. That's just big enough for the annex. Is just large enough for a bed and a chest.
Oh really?
That's all it's for. Now I'm waiting to get into a two-room place that would be the size of my what I would call my living room, sitting room, whatever, where I am now. But they didn't have any, and so I decided I'd go ahead and go in anyway, because unless you can walk in there, you can't get in.
Oh really?
See, and at 83, how much longer are you going to be able, to navigate?
Yeah.
So you can't get in. No, there's a waiting list.
Oh really?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
How did you get bumped up in there then?
Oh, I've always known the place. See, it's always, see, and it's
okay.
between here and where we go to church.
Oh,
And I've visited there for years and years. I know lots of people there. And your Aunt Joyce always said, well, Mother, come out to Lombard. But I said, Joyce, that was completely out of my
Here's the
desire.
bathroom.
And at my age, you don't make friends like you do when you're young, and you have a family, and you mix with everyone. You don't do that when you're old. See, that's a different story. I said, oh no. And your grandpa and I had always thought, before we were grown, if something happened, we never wanted to depend on our children. And so we said, I have always said, I was with Martha and James Smith, your grandpa would never commit himself. He left that wide open. I don't know what he's always going to do. Because sooner or later, at our age, you're not going to be around and able to take care of yourself forever. You know, after all, we both did, very lucky to be able to do the things we've done as old as we are. Because, as you would see when you get over to, well, you may not because we won't be there, but mealtime, there's so many of them. And Ben, I hope you're not taking pictures because Grandma's mouth just goes like this.
Just go.
Anyway, there's so many of them, and they usually wouldn't even allow that down in, we're on the first floor, the dining room that I eat in is on the first floor. There's 5 dining rooms there, but I only have on the first floor. And they usually wouldn't allow anyone there to use a cane. But they've released that now, and people can use canes, and oh, so many of them. So many of them use canes and can't get around too good, you know. So it just makes you feel Well, you feel so thankful then. Now, I've been to church this morning. We have church. We have so many things over there that's going on for you, you know, that, and your meals are all furnished, all meals, so I come down like a lady of leisure, and I get up and leave. But look, after 67 years of cooking, that's pretty neat.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty neat.
I'd like that now.
Well, no, I still like to cook. I still
Come to
like
my house and cook for me.
Well, if I was close, I'd be happy to. And then, of course, they do all your cleaning for you. They clean. My house has been cleaned this morning. They clean once a week. They clean for you. They do all your laundry for you. So
Wow.
there isn't anything to do if you don't want to. But I am doing my own laundry as long as I can. Oh, because see, I'm here. Oh, you didn't go down the basement yet.
No, we haven't been down there.
Okay. Oh, we'll get down there. Oh, if we can get through. And so everything is done for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's all, so it's a whole new, of course, I have been very busy with selling the house, and our house sold, I don't know if you know it or not. We put our house up with a real estate lady, I did, like today, and Chuck and Joyce were here also. And so we were having a late, early supper, we'll say 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And Chuck was out, your Uncle Chuck was out in front of the house, and a man come by and he said, I understand this house is for sale. And Chuck said, yes it is. Now we had just put it up that day. And he said, yes it is. He said, well, could I see it? He said, my wife is at work, but he said, I'd like to see it. Chuck said, sure, I mean, Uncle Chuck. And Joyce and I here with the kitchen a mess, getting dinner, brought the man in, showed him all through the house. And he got through and the man said, well, could I bring my wife back and let her see it? Chuck, by that time I had met the man, it's a Mr. Brown, and I said, well, sure, we'd be glad to have you come back. I didn't know he was going to come back that. About 6:30 that evening, here he come back with his wife, and they bought it.
Wow. I think that's the fastest ever sold.
Well, the real estate lady hadn't even got a hold of it any more than, well, she had, because I'd given her all the information that afternoon, and they come back and bought it. Never quibbled about a thing, the price or anything, and from the time we had that I had told her that I was going to give her she's a lady from my church, from our church rather, that I was going to sell the place. She was in the process of getting it, well, she'd already got the contract and all that, you know, and then before she could get anything else done, here are these people, but the lady that brought this, the man that's going to buy the house, Mr. Brown, his real estate brought him back that evening then, his real estate lady. And by that time, my real estate lady had already heard that they were coming, so she come over too. So the two of them come that evening. And then they just made arrangements to buy it. And now I had put the house up about a month before that for a certain amount, and she had given me all the details of my area. See, we're back in here, you don't know.
Well, we were lost.
But you're back in, I'm sure you were. You could get lost, because from Central Park, which is whatever direction, and I guess it must be there, Central Park, and this is Crawford Avenue. I think that's the way it is. I'm turned around in my own house. And then from 111th to 115th is very, very, very desirable.
Oh, no?
Oh yeah, very desirable, because we're a new area here. See, Grandpa and I bought this house new. See, there was nobody else ever in here, and we was about the third people that lived in this whole area.
Wow.
So from the time I put the house up, less than a month, until I sold it, it had raised $3,000. The property had raised $3,000. Those people they didn't, they didn't know what it was to begin with. But, they didn't know before.
Yeah.
The $3,000, which I couldn't believe when the real estate lady told me, she said, well, that price of your property is going up $3,000. Because the children always kept saying, oh, Mother, your house will sell in a hurry. I said, look, I know too many places that don't sell in a hurry. As you people probably know yourself.
Yeah.
They don't sell in a hurry. They take them forever. And I couldn't imagine the turmoil going through trying to sell a house for months.
Yeah.
So I was really relieved to know. Now I give possession September the 1st. So just one more month and I'll be gone. So I'm so glad that you got to come before that time. So
Has Dad been by here recently?
No.
No?
No, not, he was here not too long ago, but not just recent,
Oh,
not just recent.
Yeah.
So, that's about the story of it. Now, you didn't know I talked so much, did you? Or did
Oh,
you?
yes, I did. Grandma, you gotta remember, I've been here a lot.
Oh, well,
It's
you
just
don't
been a
know.
while.
Well, that's what I mean. It's been a while since you've been. Now then, you have to go around the table as we used to when our family was at home. At least once a week, everybody had to say what they're doing. At least once a week.
Okay, well, you're saying, are you done with saying what you did?
I'm through. I'm through. Now you know all about me. Now then, I want to hear about you kids. Yeah.
You can turn it off
Yeah.
now.
Make sure that thing.
I want another mother. I want another. No, you can't. So I made a batch of cookies, chocolate chips on them, and all the kids were here. I put them in the middle of the table just like, now I said, sit and have all you want. Do you know when they ended up, how many I had left?
None.
Right. I thought afterwards, good Lord, what, somebody's going to get sick. Well, to my knowledge, they didn't get, no one got sick, but I said, I won't do that again, because they could have been, I mean, after all, children, I know that, you know, you can just keep eating, and sometimes it might not agree with you, that, you know.
Yeah.
But no, that Grandpa, his favorite cookies is chocolate chips.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And I made them, I have them all the time. And
Oh, I know that.
Even since Grandpa's been gone,
Oh, really?
I've still made cookies anytime that I'm out of them over here. Now, I won't after, well, I'll see where I live. But where I live, see, there's a kitchen there that I can cook.
Oh, that you can cook
Oh,
in?
yes.
Oh,
No,
that's
you
right.
still make cookies.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
you
I will, well, occasionally, I certainly will make cookies, because as I say, I have made them so much, you know. So I keep cookies, and here, of course, I keep them in the refrigerator all the time. And so you can keep them, I keep them 2 or 3 or 4 weeks at a time. Now, I mean, when Grandpa was gone, because once I make cookies, I'll eat probably 1 or 2 when I make them. I never touch them. Not that I don't like them, but I just don't, I just don't eat them, you know, just don't get around to it. But Grandpa, chocolate chips was his very favorite, and I used to say, well, Eugene, don't you want me to make something up? Well, if you're going to make them for me, then make me chocolate chips. I made chocolate chips, so
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I had, you know. But as I say, I don't, after I make them, I guess you know, I've had all the cookies that I want.
Oh, yeah. Are you
So-
getting hungry then?
Am I getting, are you kids not hungry?
No, we haven't
Actually,
eaten today yet, so.
You haven't eaten? Excuse me, well, finish up quick. Finish quick.
I'm gonna go back to school someday. Let's go. Actually, I'm on a little vacation, a little mini
He
vacation.
kind of quit school because he had real problems with his tonsils.
Yeah.
And he got
And with-
bit
Well,
by
did
a
you-
spider. Show Grandma your spider bite. He got bit by a brown recluse spider.
I mean, you probably can't really tell. It's kind of going away
Oh, I
pretty
can
good now.
see.
He had a hole in his leg
He
like
had
that
a
big.
huge.
But it's kind of a
Well,
scar.
what-
It's all right there.
How did it get a hole in it?
It's what it does to you. It makes your skin fall off. Turns your skin
It
black.
turns black and it falls
I mean,
off.
it turned. My skin was that color. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between that and my skin. Not
It
kidding.
was
It turns it that color, and it just falls off. Just
Really?
every so often, it'll keep falling off.
Lord.
Well, wasn't.
Well, let me see that again. Was it a black spider?
No, it was a brown
Brown
recluse.
Brown
recluse.
recluse.
They're
It's a little brown.
poisonous.
Yeah, they live around us.
Close. I mean, maybe not in your house, but there's a lot of houses that are probably around here. In closets and stuff like that, that's where they love to stay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he did his work up in the attic. He wasn't up in the attic or something like that.
From the air conditioning.
Okay.
You know, I got better work. though.
Sure,
So that and his
Yeah.
Well, what had happened? What happened? When it first happened, did it hurt real?
Well, it felt like a bee sting when he first bit me, and then I thought nothing of it. You know, I've been bit by spiders before, no big deal, you know. So I went about my business for the next day, and then the next day I woke up, my skin was that color, and it hurt real
I couldn't
bad.
walk.
I could not walk, and I couldn't use crutches because I stood up and the blood would rush to it and it would hurt more, you know. So all I could do was lay there.
Well, what did you finally have to do to it?
Well, I went to the doctor, and
Well, I
there's
mean, what
nothing
did
they can do. There's nothing they can do. I mean, nothing. Just let it go. So
He was on painkillers for a while.
Well, I
And-
bet so,
and off work
absolutely.
for a couple weeks. He was off
almost a
work.
month. I was not doing anything for school or work for about a month because of that. And then like she said, I had my tonsils done too. So
Did you have them out?
yeah, I just had them out just past March, I guess.
Over.
Yeah.
Well, you had yours out late, because I had mine after Grandpa and I were married. I had them out when Joyce and Jean won whenever they had their tonsils out. We had about the same time, the two of them. So I didn't have mine out until much later than you, even. But I know I'd been bothered, and finally I just thought, well, it's time. It's time for me to have
Ben
mine.
has his out. Do you have yours?
No, I still have mine.
You have still have
Yeah, I
yours.
have
Well,
mine
Joyce
too.
still has hers too. But not everybody, you know, no, wait. Maybe it's Joyce that had hers out in places. It is Joyce. Jean didn't have his out. Jean didn't, it's Joyce. Joyce is the one that had hers out.
Yeah.
I knew there was, and because there's a story behind that, but I won't tell you because I'll get up and get dinner. But there's a good story behind that. Joyce taking her tonsils, your Aunt Joyce with her tonsils out. I made her a brand new skirt, Valerie.
Yeah.
And she's as bad as I am about going to the doctor or dentist or that. We don't like to go. But we have to go,
Join
you
the
know.
club.
And I made her a brand new skirt to have her tonsils out. And she was so proud of it. Oh, she was so proud of it. So the morning that she was going to have her tonsils, not the morning, the day after, the day before, because she went early in the morning. The day before, after I had the skirt already finished, she put it on, and oh, she was, Joyce was a dancer, as she always has been, and she liked to twirl around in that, you know. And oh, she was so proud. And she sat down, she was so nervous, and she was sitting down and playing and so forth, and she got a hold of her scissors, and would you believe Valerie, she cut a big hole in her skirt.
Oh.
Beautiful, beautiful. But it was just so that she cut it, and it just hung up there, see? And so
Yeah.
I could mend it, and so it was all right. I mean, it didn't look quite as good, but it was all right. She didn't mind because it's twirled. Joyce wanted something that twirled. You know how to do when you dance.
Yeah.
You twirl it.
Yeah, do circles and all that.
That's what I say. So they do all that. And with that, kid, I'm sorry. Why didn't you tell me you were on?
Oh, no, we're fine. We're
Yeah, we're
talking.
okay.
What do you mean you're fine? If you haven't eaten all day long, now does
Grandma,
it
some days we're not even up yet. Some days, you know.
well, if you're not up, that's a
We all work nights,
If
you know.
you all
so-
eat,
We're okay.
that's
You know,
well,
that's
you
fine.
have
I
a
think we work nights,
you do
so.
have a different, okay,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So I mean, we're okay, Grandma. We're just.
Do you want to cook for us, or do you
Yeah,
want
Grandma,
to
let's go
I
out.
had much, see, I don't like to eat out.
Okay.
Okay, well then let's.
Now, Grandpa and I very seldom ever eat out.
Yeah.
We did, but it wasn't of our, we like my cooking, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean,
For sure.
that's the way we did it. And now, as I say, I'm eating out over there all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. That's wonderful. But I just as soon to come home anytime that I have a chance to come home and cook. I want to
Okay.
come home and cook.
Okay.
So, and I've got plenty of, I think, I've got plenty of,
Oh, I'm sure.
now kids, I want to tell you something. If you find something other than that bed, and that bed you cannot have. That cannot have, because because that belongs to my grandparents. That
Oh,
belongs-
what are you doing with that?
Huh?
Are you taking that with
Oh,
you?
no, I'm selling it, but that's an antique.
Yeah, that's worth
Oh, yeah, sure is. And that sewing machine at the end there is too. That's a,
This is the basement.
now the washer and dryer goes with the house.
Oh, you're selling that with the house?
Oh, yeah, that goes with it.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
Hey, Lukey.
everything else is for sale. As you can see, junk, junk, junk. Your dad's taking this.
What is that?
That's for movie camera. For a
Oh,
movie
okay.
camera. That's that. Now, if you're interested in that, you sure take it with you.
Is there anything that's important in this that I'd want to read?
Here, I want to see.
Well, now,
Oh.
you wouldn't because this is from
It's
North
just
City paper, but this is from the big snow. And no, this isn't either. No, this is from an uncle, my uncle, your great uncle, 100th birthday. That would be his 100th birthday. This is from the big snow. And I had these in the trunk. See, we had a trunk here. There was a
Yeah.
trunk sitting here. Well,
Yeah.
Gene, my son Gene, took the trunk. And Joyce took the cabinet that's up in the kitchen. That was what she chose to take. Because the kids are the first ones. Gene and Joyce are the first ones to get, they get to pick the first thing. And after that, then other people can pick what they want. But not until Gene and Joyce get what they want. And so that's, other than that, that's about it. I'll turn on the lights so there's nothing in there other than just junk, as there is most of the places.
Did you need a couple light bulbs?
Well, help
What?
yourself.
Why? Why do you have a whole box of light bulbs?
That's
What?
Grandpa.
No.
And then, well, see, we used to get them through the
Oh.
Commonwealth Edison. Each month you'd get light bulbs. And so we just kept getting, so we...
I was like,
So if you need light
oh,
bulbs,
Bob.
take some. If you need light bulbs, take them.
Oh.
If you need light bulbs, take them.
Oh. How cute. Are you taping?
Yep.
See cola? Ow. My finger hurts. No, we're just...
Well, you can help me. Now, I'm going to go up and start with dinner. So just
Okay, I'll be up to help you in a second.
Never mind coming up now. Just sit down here and look.
The scooter.
Oh, the scooters. That's what I thought was the best thing about in here.
Who made that?
Mhm.
Ben, quit getting so close.
I'm making sure I get everything. Hey, Luke. This is yours, man. Luke. This is yours, man. She's looking at. What's this? What the heck is this? Looks like a golf club they broke. Need light? Here, move your hand after you. This hand. This hand. That hand. Who's that? Lukey? Okay, that's good. Can you stop say? I gotta go record some other stuff. There's the scooters. Whee! Looking at something.
Ben, you almost knocked over this picture.
Oops. Get a close up of Adam. Woo! Adam.
Look at this,
I know, I already picked it. What is it? Ben really stayed with that thing.
I don't think so.
I love taking pictures. This is really groovy.
Oh, Lucas, you know what? This is the table. It's not that big. I think it is.
That's the same table we got. That's about the same table we got at home. Let's tape it.
We'll pull that.
That's our table.
Ooh.
They still make stuff like that?
Like this?
Not just
This
for
is
use.
Grandma's car.
Decoration tape in the wall.
I said we should take the swing and put it in the backyard.
I remember that swing.
Ben, everyone's seen the car. We don't want to care about the car.
Here. You gotta see it.
I think it's been replaced.
Still the gardener on back at all?
No. Grandpa.
What?
I'm just gonna make it clear.
Let me have the
we didn't
video.
come to get anything.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Did you turn it off?
No.
Then, here's the back of Grandma's house.
There's a scaffolding here.
What?
We're here.
Stay where we're at.
What'd you say?
Where are we at?
Where Grandma? Grandma's house we go.
Woo! Do you have anything else to say?
It's being sold, what, September 1st?
Yeah.
1995.
And there's the fire hydrant.
That's fire hydrant, though. You can tell that's Grandma's house. You gotta get the fire hydrant.
I did. Okay.
Why, that's the last time I remember being in Chicago.
You know when that was? That was in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can remember when that was.
But why were
And
we
we
here?
all went,
I mean, there was a reason that we were...
no, there wasn't, no, you just come up. You just come up. And we went to the lake. Because Gregory, your dad's been here since then.
We got the picture. Who's got the picture? I just seen it the other day of us walking, and you can see the Sears Tower way off in the distance.
That is exactly
Way off
right.
in the distance.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we went down to the,
Museum and-
yes, but I mean, that silly place that I thought, oh Lord, you bought
The fish aquarium, wasn't it?
No,
Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
We were down, that's right, now that's the last time. Now that's been going way.
That was a long time.
That guy,
Ben was,
Was he even?
I'm not even so sure he was...
oh yes he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I remember. We were walking on the beach.
Yeah, you're right. Valerie was carrying him, and I said, Valerie, he's too heavy for you to carry.
That was when Dad and Mom went to a wedding or something like that, and we stayed with Grandma and Grandpa for the day downtown.
Thank you. I knew that there was a wedding or something, but we were at Chuck and Joyce's that night.
Oh, okay. Well, we might have been out there for supper, but you was back here.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
so.
okay.
Maybe so.
Yeah,
Maybe so.
That's what
But
it
we
was.
were out
Oh,
there
Lord,
that
I'm trying to remember what year that would have been.
That was
like
Who got
82,
married? Who got
83.
married?
no.
No, because he was born in 80-something.
Who would have
got
got
married
Who
by
would have got married?
Ben just right there.
I'm going
It was
to.
one of Dad's old friends. I remember that. It was one of
No.
Dad's old friends. Yeah, because if
It was somebody in the family,
Well,
because
if
that's
it was
why we
someone
were
in
at
the
Chuck and
family,
Joyce's.
They would have
It
went.
in there.
Oh, that's true.
It wasn't. It
If
was.
Dad's from here, it would have been one of his
Wait,
friends.
yeah.
You're right.
No.
You're right. You're right.
Wait a minute. Well, maybe that's probably who it was. I'll bet you I know who it was, and I forget his name now. He was another. He could eat you out of house and home too. Gregory's friends that would come here with Gregory, and eat twice. Your dad was a fair eater, but he would eat twice as much as Gene did, and he just loved.
Dad
it.
would?
No, the fella
Oh, okay.
ate more than you. And this fella liked to come with Gregory, you know. He liked to come because she always had a good meal. Well, I didn't have any better than anybody else, you know. But anyway, that's what it was. But who was that wedding? It was, yeah, that's
It's probably,
it's
you're
his
right.
friend. It's his friend because we didn't go. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
But we were just
That was-
talking.
That was years and years.
Oh, yeah, it was a long
Oh,
time
yeah.
ago.
Because Ben, I was carrying Ben.
Wasn't he in diapers?
No.
Still? You don't think?
No. But I carried him.
I know she did because I kept saying, Valerie, he's too heavy for you. Because Ben was even a pretty good size, even
Oh, yeah,
as a
it
baby.
was. I'd say that was 8 or 9 years ago, though.
I would too. I would
I mean,
too.
seriously.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been
yeah.
that long.
And the thing that I remember about it so well, we was at the beach, of course. We looked at all these places, and we was at the beach. And it was real cold then.
Yeah.
And it had been real cold, and the waves had blown up, and they froze.
Right.
Yeah.
Beautiful forms.
Yeah.
And we've been down there since then, Gregory and us.
Where is that, Grandma?
Pardon me?
Where is that?
Like
Sounds
down
like
to-
Michigan.
Down downtown. That's downtown.
Remember?
Down in the loop, in other words, down in what we call
Right.
the loop.
Oh, yeah, we've seen that on a,
On that picture. Mom's got it somewhere in the house. Is
Okay.
it?
No, I have it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, it's
present?
at my house.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it.
Mhm.
It's really a neat picture.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I never will forget that because I'd never seen that before.
And Grandpa said he caught that dinosaur in the museum.
Yeah, you're right. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the time. Yes, that's been easy 8 or 9 years ago. Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Okay, well, He didn't believe me that it's been that long.
Oh, no.
No, I did believe you. It was, but what I said was we didn't stay at,
It had to be about 10.
Huh?
It had to be about 10.
No, you were 10, you were over 3 or 4.
You were, yeah.
Your
you-
sister could...
Oh, I was saying 2. I was thinking I was 2.
Well, maybe so, I don't know.
3 or 4, 8 or 9 years ago. It
That's
would have
right,
been
that's
3 or
right.
4.
That's exactly right, that's right. Well, and that's what it was. Well, you haven't been around for a while. Well, I knew I hadn't seen you in a long time.
Well, I just haven't seen it.
Oh,
Did you bring a picture of
Oh,
us
yeah.
4?
Yeah, we have a picture for you. It's out in the car in my,
We'll get it in a minute.
No, go get it now before we forget.
Yeah, that's why.
My keys are right there. It's in the side pocket of my traveling case. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's when I'm glad because I was trying to figure that out the other day, me and your dad, and we couldn't figure it out. But we've got to figure it out now. We've got to figure it out now.
I just haven't come up here with my dad in a while.
That's right.
That's the thing, you know.
That's when it was. And we were talking about it just the other day. We were talking about that. And that's
So what does Dad know? I haven't seen him either in a while.
Oh Lord, he's just busy.
Has he changed?
Pardon me?
Has he changed at all?
I don't think he has.
No, he's
I don't
still
think he-
5 years old to you, isn't he?
Huh?
Still a little boy to you.
Almost. Not quite, but almost. And the most handsome, you know.
We got right our ages on it though.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, this is a beautiful picture. This is a recent picture too.
Yeah, we just had it done.
Oh,
Hi,
this,
chicken.
okay, well you go right on there. How,
Okay.
when? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oops.
This is the same shirt I wore. That.
Huh?
That's the same shirt I wore. Right here.
The same shirt as in the picture.
He's got the same shirt on. He's saying.
Oh, did you? Oh, well, I knew that was a beautiful shirt with a bug. You got a bug on there, right?
No?
A bug.
Oh, I can see it in. I see it in now. I thought it was legs. I could see legs on there.
You're goofy, Grandma.
Gosh, I forget how old I am all the time.
How old are you? 23, right?
I'm 20.
I'm 32.
Can you, kids? No wonder I'm the age I am. I've seen all of you. Here, little Valerie, they brought her when she was just from North Dakota,
Yeah.
just less than a year old. Cutest little girl you've ever seen. Beautiful little girl. That's your sister.
Did you put me at 17 or 16?
17.
How old did you say me?
12.
I thought
You
you
were
were
12 at the time.
You were 16, I thought.
No, I'm 17.
You were at 16 at the time.
It was right after his birthday.
Yeah, I think it was.
Well, then this guy's 13. You got him 12.
But at the time, he
I
was only 12.
Okay, okay.
So you had to put the right.
Valerie's 23.
Yeah.
Scary, huh?
Lucas is 20. 17.
Yeah, Ricky.
Beautiful picture. Thank you very, very much. It's a beautiful picture.
Oh,
Mhm.
thank you.
Beautiful picture. And you have to go to some trouble getting everybody together, you know?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
everybody goes in all different directions, you know.
Used to this thing.
Oh, absolutely,
Everybody
sure.
together.
I was ready on
Yeah,
time.
every time we try to get a picture, we gotta start about Christmas time, and then it gets done usually by about the summer. After every
That's right.
time we cancel and redo it. You know?
That's right, sure. Well, look, everybody, you're busy, he's busy,
Yeah.
everybody's busy, you know, and so you just can't get together. And you're busier today than we used to be in our day, or even in our children's day. People are busier because even our children, Joyce and Jean, were never busy like the children, you children have been, and Ben is probably busier. Is he busier than you boys ever were?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Well,
Now
that's what
that
I
you-
say.
yeah, oh yeah.
Everybody is busier than the one. What's going to happen when he gets his children? Who?
I know that's gonna be scary when we are older.
I'll bet his kids have to run instead of walk.
Probably.
You know, they won't know how to walk. They'll stand up and run when they're, you know,
To try to get all the things done that they're.
Right.
I'm
They'll
always
stand up and
busy.
run.
I'm real busy all the time. But we don't do nothing until about 6 o'clock. Usually.
In the evening?
Yeah.
Time to be home at 6 o'clock in the evening.
Grandma, if you're under 17, aren't you supposed to be in the dark?
By dark.
In
You
Chicago?
better. Now, I'll tell you how our children were.
Okay, go ahead.
This is for all of you.
Mhm.
Our children went to bed every night. Now, remembering, we got up early, and we went to bed early. Because with the work that Grandpa has always done, he had to get up and go to work early. Well, the children, of course, went to school, and they had to get up early enough to go to school. But no, I'm serious when I say this. Up until our kids got to high school, they went to bed every night at 7 o'clock. No later than that. Every night at 7 o'clock.
What if it wasn't dark outside yet?
Well, maybe in the summer they stayed up till 6 or 7:30.
Uh-oh.
Are you serious?
Ask them sometime.
Did they complain or did they not mind? They just
Well, you probably grew up doing it.
Well, that's
Well,
what
up
I was
until
wondering.
high
I
school,
mean,
that's really when.
That would be 8th grade.
Yeah.
But they would always say, well, nobody else does that. I said, we don't care what other people are doing. This is the way we do things. We go to bed early, we get up early. How do your friends do? Oh, they all go to bed late at night and get up late. Now, I've heard all of that before. I knew all about that, you know, so that was all right. So that's the way they did it at my house. That's the way they had to do. Now, when they started going to high school, they still had to go to bed early.
How early?
How early?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't believe me if I told you so.
Say what time?
Huh?
Say what time?
8 o'clock at the very latest. 8:30 at the very latest in high school.
That's,
I guess that's why Grandpa Gene is so, Grandpa Friend is so successful. I don't know, is that what did it? Keeping it, you make him go to bed late at night, or early in the night?
You figure it out.
I don't know.
He's always been healthy.
Oh,
it's,
that's true.
school,
Healthy, wealthy, and wise.
school time, my
That's what I
bedtime
was
is,
gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
school time, I would go to bed about 9:30.
Well, that's, to eat, whatever house that you're in, that's the rules that they have, that's fine. That's fine. But our children never got up half asleep of a morning either. And our children got up. Now, Aunt Joyce, she's a different character. She didn't like to eat breakfast. Jean always was a good eater. Not a good, Jean just ate. But Joyce, she couldn't eat breakfast. Now, after she'd be up for a while, she could eat, but then by that time, it's time to go to school. And so Joyce didn't eat all the time.
What time do people go to school?
Well, they had to leave by, no later than 8:30 in the morning. No later than that.
Snow this high?
Huh?
Snow this high?
Even if it was snowing?
Snowing this, when it was snowing this high and they had to walk to school?
Oh, they always walked to school.
And snow this day?
Oh, yes. Always walked to
Uphill
school.
both ways?
Oh, they didn't have that. We didn't have that big snow whenever our children were home. That was after they were already gone. When we had the real big snow.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, yeah, oh, yes, But now, at that time, Grandpa and I were working, and I was working with Grandpa. Grandpa himself was driving a truck. At that time, was driving a truck.
Who's the oldest?
Pardon?
Who's the oldest?
Jean is the oldest. Jean is almost 4 years older than Joyce.
And then my dad?
And what?
Then my
No,
dad?
Ben, this is Dad's grandma.
Oh yeah, what am I thinking?
Oh, yeah, Gregory is my,
I was thinking another thing. Forget me.
Gregory is my first grandson.
That's the first great-grandson, right?
This is the
Or
first
great-granddaughter.
I'm the first great-grandson.
That's right. You're the first, she's the first granddaughter.
Yeah, that's
We've
me.
always got these first,
I'm the last probably, ain't I?
pardon?
Am I the last?
No.
Well, you're the last of this breed, yes. Yes.
You should.
Alright, who else is gonna carry on the Friend
Dang.
last name?
Three.
It's just us three.
Just us three.
And, well, I'll take
Well,
it back.
no, yeah. Well, no.
Yeah, yes, there's downstate, Eugene has some cousins, and they have got 2 boys, I think, and that's it. Otherwise, it's you 3.
Uh-oh.
Otherwise, you 3.
That ain't that
That's all
bad.
there is.
Unless, I think she's gonna carry on her last name if she ever gets married.
I know Val. She'll probably keep her name.
That changes my last name.
Well, whatever you do. But I mean, boys is usually the one that you think of.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, holding the name.
Right.
But now to my knowledge, that's all that Eugene has. I mean, he has the one uncle down there that has children. So that's friends. And they've got the 2 boys.
But they're older though, aren't they?
Oh, yes,
They're
sure.
like,
Oh, yes. They'd be 50.
Yeah, it's not the one that's gonna carry on anything.
No, them boys would be much older than you guys are, much older.
Well, then they may have kids by now too, those.
Oh, well, I probably. Remember that your grandpa and I got married younger than anybody did.
Right.
You know. No,
How old were you guys?
Pardon me?
How old were you guys
When?
when you got married?
That's a deep, dark secret.
Only I know.
I know, I was gonna say only I know.
Who
You told me.
I didn't tell you.
Oh, yes, you did.
Let me guess,
yes, you
you're
did.
20.
I remember exactly.
Were you,
know what last time I was up here for. It just made me think of it.
Grandma, you were about
Your anniversary.
18, weren't
You're
you?
close enough.
You
Give or
were
take.
16?
You're close. I said you're close enough. Give or take.
16.
Now then,
You were. You know him, right?
too young.
Well, obviously it wasn't too young because you're.
Well, not for us.
Yeah.
But there again, kids, don't forget. You made a commitment in our day.
Mm-hmm.
You kept it.
Mm-hmm. That's what it should be.
Nobody
Still.
said that it's going to be good. It's all going to be good. It's all going to be bad. It's not going to be either one. But you're going to have to work at it, work at it, work at it, work at it. That is the way that it's done.
Okay,
And
and
you
were you happy with that decision?
Absolutely. Absolutely I was happy with it. Lived with it just easily. And I have often thought, and we were very young when we started. We didn't think we were, but we were. But don't forget, on the country, you grow up much faster than you ever do in the city.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're working from the time, well, your kids have worked early too, but I mean, usually,
No, you just told me the
Farm
stories.
work.
I know.
Farm work's
Yeah.
a little different.
it's
yeah.
altogether different. You start working early on. And so you mature more. See, when Grandpa and I was married, now, well, if you know how old he is, you know, but I'm not going to say. He had quite a bit of money. And a brand new car. Now, I don't know of anyone today at his age that would have anyways near the money that Grandpa had when we were married. And still we had to borrow money to get married on.
Did you
Yeah.
have a big wedding or did you just go off and get married?
When they first started, I don't know if it was when you guys first got married.
Who did I tell you all this? Or did your dad tell me?
Me, you, Dad, and Grandpa all sat in there,
Okay.
and we were talking about it. We were talking about when you guys, I don't know if it was when you first got married or before you got married. They lived far apart from
No,
each.
no.
It was like down the road or something like that. wasn't it?
Yeah, you got it.
And Grandpa used to come riding in on his horse, and
Right.
she'd hear him and know it was him, and she'd come to the window. It's like a Romeo and Juliet thing all over.
And your grandpa was, well, he
Well,
was
where did you grow up?
on the farm in the country, southern Illinois.
She was a smooth operator.
So they don't
Grandpa
know.
was.
Down,
Yeah. you could say that.
down near Gordon?
That's where it is.
Yeah.
Right. We
Might
live
have-
Where her land is, where
Okay,
the
that's what I
oil wells
thought.
are.
That's what I thought.
Do you still have your oil wells?
Oh, yeah.
Are they pumping?
5 barrels a year.
Oh, that's not
Nothing.
good. I didn't know.
How much money are you making?
Pardon?
Do you make any money out of it?
Not today. We don't. We have, but not today. But it's the thing that from now on, you see, we always have the rights, oral rights. If you hold on to them and don't let it expire, you every so many years you have to renew the lease with your oil companies, because otherwise, see, with us all spread out everywhere, the first thing you know, nobody would find it. They wouldn't know where we were. So you do have to keep in touch. If you're interested in it, which we will be, because at some time we was doing all right on the oil well. Well, of course, that's
Oh, yeah.
long ago. So you have to let them know, and it's every 25 years, I believe it is, and about 15 years ago, we had to let them know again. And so now we have to, and of course Joyce and Jean both know that because now they're the next in the line for me, so they would be the ones that have to be sure that they keep in touch with it, because otherwise, you never know what's down the line. And then they have coal down there too, a lot of coal, and they've always said they'll develop coal well. Whether maybe in your children's day they might develop. Well, you see, these things can bring in lots of money if you keep in touch. And if you don't, they've lost track of you. They don't know anything about it. So you have to keep in touch. So Jean and Joyce both are very well aware of that. And so they will. That's one of the things that they will keep in touch.
How much land down there do you have exactly?
We don't have none now. We have no land at all.
Oh, none of it?
Oh, no. No, we sold that. My folks, well, we had lands too. Eugene and I owned 20 acres
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, Eugene and I, oh, we sold that long, long, long ago. Oh, no, we haven't had that for years.
How much was it, Grandpa?
We only had 20 acres. My folks had 230 acres. My folks, Eugene's folks just had 80 acres. But we had 230 acres. And then Eugene and I, our own, and they drilled a well on us.
Right.
One time, and oh, good Lord, Dad, I had a heart attack. Had a heart attack. And in those days, we didn't have 2 dimes. And I'm serious when I say this. We lived from payday to payday, absolutely payday to payday. With no, you don't know how close that is.
You told me, and I want to tell a story when you're done.
Okay. And so, Dad took off from work, mind you, because they was drilling on our land, on our property, mine and Dad's. Well, good Lord, if you got an oil well. So we decided, yes, Dad, you need to go. I couldn't go, but I said, Dad, you need to go. So we gathered up our few little pennies and made enough so he could get down on the train. We had no car then. And he was there watching him drill that. And one night, he didn't sleep very much. He was there 2 or 3 or 4 nights, waiting for it to come in. Well, the night that it come in, he was exhausted. And he had gone to bed for just a very short time to get some rest. When he got up, they pulled all the equipment out and they gone. No oil well. Oh, Eugene come home. Now, I'm talking about my husband, Eugene.
Yeah.
Just come home heartsick, absolutely heartsick. Because he just knew that was going to be we were going to do all right, you know, because that would have been, now when we had oil well on our farm, I shared with 10 other brothers and sisters. There was 10 of us shared, see? But if one person got that, well, it would be all right, you know. So Eugene come home very crestfallen, just heartsick about it. But I said, well, Dad, we've weathered the storm before. It's not, we weren't depending on it anyway. But if it had been so, but it wasn't to be, and we didn't. And so we sold it not too terribly long after that, because we were not down there. And unless you're where you can take care of your property, sure, you rent it out, but you don't know how to take care of it.
Right.
You know, so they'll farm it, maybe they will, and maybe they won't. And we had it, of course, Eugene's folks were very good farmers, and they didn't like the way some people would farm. They wanted them to get up and get moving, not wait till 8 o'clock in the morning and get out. You don't do that on a farm. You get up and get going early in the morning. And so we decided that we couldn't manage it, but being here all the time and it being down there. So we sold it. But now our folks, both Eugene's folks and my folks, didn't sell the farms until the last one had passed away. My mother had, because my father had been dead for years when my mother passed away, before my mother passed away. And she still had kept the farm. But whenever she passed away then, we sold it because there was 9 of us children, 10 of us children, and nobody was down there. You couldn't take care of it, you know. And then the same way with Eugene, his mom kept the house, the farm, until she passed away. When she passed away, then they sold it to his sister. Her sister bought their farm, and our farm went to friends of ours. We knew who they were, but we didn't keep the farm because at that time we had no. Eugene used to ever so often say, "We better go back to the farm." I said, "Goodbye, goodbye. I'm not going back to the farm."
That's kind of like Pat's mom and dad.
Huh?
Why don't you like the farm? Why didn't you like it?
I like where I am.
Oh, okay.
I like where I am. I didn't care for the farm. Now Eugene, and I said to Eugene often, Eugene, you wouldn't like the farm a week at a time. Sure, it sounds like it'd be wonderful. But I said, week after week after week, you're going to be there. Now, when you're in the country, you don't see people every day. You see your 4 walls and your family. And from Sunday to Sunday, when you go to church, that's the first time you see someone. Oh, you might a few times have company come over, but usually in the country, people don't. They've got work to do. All people's got work, and they don't run around. You know. And I said, Eugene, you'd get sick and tired of that. In a week's time, you'd be tired of staying at home. You'd want to get out and see somebody. Well, you can't do that. You have to work. So I said, sure, it looks like it'd be fun. And it did to me, if that's the way it could be done. But we couldn't be done that way. And so we never thought about going back. And the longer, of course, the longer you're away, the less likely that you will ever be to go back. Well, now some people will, too. But as I say, Eugene used to say that he'd like to go back. And I said, well, you go, I'll stay right here, and you can go back. Of course, if he'd have taken me up on it, I'd have had to back down. of course, but he knew better than that, you know. So well, it can go on and on and on and on. Because, and get back to this time when we got married, he listened too much. You listen too much. I'm not telling you all these things. I'm giving him a bad idea, right?
No.
No, not at all.
You gotta hear our history. Your
Huh?
history.
You want to hear the history?
Yeah.
You won't hold it against Grandpa and I then, huh?
Nah.
No, okay. Well, that's the way that it was in those days.
Right.
That's just the way that it was in those days. What I'm telling you this. But anyway, as I say, Dad had this money, and he come down to pick me up. He is in Chicago, see, and had been working at Coonville Press. He and one of my brothers, Uncle Harley. Now, do you remember Uncle Harley? I
Yeah.
don't. Do you?
Yeah, he shakes like this, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he shakes like this.
He doesn't shake like this.
Hmm?
Shake my hand. He doesn't shake like this. He shook like this.
Uncle Harley?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh, he did so I remember.
Yeah.
Well, Em, are you gonna tell us your story?
I don't know whether you boys
He was
tell us
probably
the story.
just goofing.
Huh?
No, I'm serious. I really.
You think you did?
I really
Now, it
do.
wouldn't have been Uncle Lorne.
No.
No, yeah, Dad even tells me all the time. That's the way he used to shake.
Well,
When
Okay,
That's what he
and I didn't
Not
think,
a shuck, you shook
I
your
wouldn't have
hand.
thought that you would have met him. Wonderful, wonderful, as all my family, ask me, all my family's wonderful. But anyway, Uncle Harley loaned my husband to be $10 for us to get married on.
Was that a lot of money?
Huh?
Was that like a lot of money?
What was enough for us to get married on?
Now you need a couple thousand. No, you don't need it, but
No, but I mean, that's because we big shots, as I say, we thought we was just,
Yeah.
oh, we were just it.
They didn't do it.
You soon find out you're not so smart after all, you know? But anyway, now he had this money, but it was all downstate. See, in the bank. In those days, you made money, but you didn't use it. You put it in the bank. See, you put your money in the bank. You didn't use, well, there's nothing to use it on to begin with. Because before before my husband and I got married, he bought me the first ice cream cone I ever had.
How long was that ago? How long was that ago?
60 years ago.
that
75, 65,
Yeah.
70 years ago.
Didn't they make them
That's the
like?
first one. Oh, yes, they made it, but I had no money. I had no way of getting to town to get an ice cream cone. And your dad, see, before we were married in the fall, your dad had bought a new 1928 Roadster.
No, our grandpa. Keep saying our dad.
Oh, yeah, not your dad. Well, okay, my husband had bought this.
We know who you're talking about, Grandma.
Okay.
We picked it up.
Okay. He had bought a new Roadster, plus having all this other money in the bank. Now, as I say, he had never, finally, his dad had to tell him this. I don't know whether he had to, but he did anyway. He said, now, Gene, you've got some money. Why don't you get you a new car? Not a new car, get a car. Now, his brothers had always had, when they get big enough to run around, we'll say, to go sparking with the girls. Well, that's what they call it. You have the horse and buggy. And Eugene's brothers, he had 3 brothers. Now, they all had horse and buggies. The dad would give them a horse,
Right.
someplace along the line, and then they would get a buggy, and that's the way they courted their wives. Well, when it come time for Eugene to start running around, Grandpa said, why don't you buy a car? By that time, cars, well, that was the first one down in that area anywhere. His 1929 Ford, 1928 Ford. And so Eugene went and bought this new car. Well, he was the talk of the town, of course.
Right.
Nobody else had anything, and their young friends, whippersnapper. But as Eugene said, they didn't know how he had worked for this, because every year you got so much corn that you'd help raise, you got a cattle, or you got pigs, and you sold them and you put the money in your bank. So you didn't use it, you know. And so that's what he did. And so Grandpa said, it's time now that you ought to buy you a car. So now Eugene, my Eugene, never drove when I first started knowing him, I didn't care for him at all. I didn't care for Daddy. To begin with, I didn't think he was dressy enough to suit me.
Yep.
And all right, and his dad also said, I want you to buy some new clothes. And Eugene's brother had been going with my sister. And my sister's husband, her husband,
Sorry.
the friend that she was going with, that was Eugene's brother. And he would say to Eugene, Gene, why don't you go over to that Hazel, you meet at church. See, that was the only places you ever went in our part of the country. You went to church. That's where you met all your friends, there at a church, at school. And so Lauren would say to Gene, there's some cute little girls over there at that Hazel Ridge church. You want to go over there? Because that's where he was going with my sister over there, see? And so finally Eugene decided to come over to Hazel Ridge. He had been going to a different church over in closer to his house. And so by Lauren telling him this, then Grandpa decided to come over to our place. And with that, then I could see he was kind of a little bit sweet on me, and I couldn't say that I was for him, because as I say, I didn't think that he was, he didn't look to suit me. But then when his dad told him, you better get some new clothes, and he did, he got new clothes, and in fact I got pictures in with his first new suit, blue serge suit. You don't know what a blue serge suit is. Anyway, he had bought this and bought him a new hat and bought new shoes, and oh, he just looked real, now he looks more my style.
Wait, he told me about that, Grandpa did. I think it was when he was walking out the room, he thought that he was just everything, and you came back and he's like,
he talked more than I did, or I talked more than Grandpa did. Anyway, then after that, we began to see one another occasionally. But there again, and my folks liked Eugene, and they had to approve of your beaux or your girlfriends in those days, and depending on what kind of vintage you were, whether you were welcome in the area. And the Friend family and the Pankey family were up here. I mean, as far as upstanding people, good people, right? We were it, both of our families. And of course, my dad never would let on, but he kind of thought Eugene was pretty nice. And they seemed to think, his folks seemed to think I was pretty nice too, you know. And so they weren't too surprised, I guess. Well, I know they were surprised too when we got married. But anyway, that is some of the... So as I say, getting back to borrowing my Harley, borrowed money from... I mean, we had to borrow money from him, but of course then he wired downstate, and his dad sent him money because he had it was in the bank down there. See, he didn't have it with him. And then we come back here, and we were married here. We got up here on a Sunday evening, and we stayed with one of my cousins. And then the next day, them cousins went with us to get married. And we went to City Hall. Now, we thought we'd just go to City Hall and buy a license and that's it. Well, they took one look at us. How old are you? And we weren't old enough to get married. No. We're not old enough. This cousin that was with me taking us, that was going to go be our witnesses, my cousin and his wife, they said, well, let's go to Waukegan. You can get married on Waukegan. So we took off to Waukegan, and we were married in Waukegan by the Justice of the Peace in Waukegan. And as I say, we had to borrow the money from Uncle Harley, and I don't know, the license I guess wasn't $1 probably in those days. And I know we stopped at Michigan Avenue downtown in the Loop, and Eugene bought me a ring out of the dime store, and I wore that all for years.
What happened to it?
Pardon?
What happened to it?
What happened? It was stolen.
Oh.
So then I got another one, and then this is the latest one I have. The other one I have, but this, because the other was white gold, and this I got the last one, and I've had this for years. But anyway, the first one was stolen, and so then he got me another one, and we had that. And so then it didn't take Eugene and I long to eat up the money that he had saved, because in those days you didn't make anything. And well, I got off the track. Now, when you get tired of hearing this, let me know.
No.
Keep going, keep going.
I know, I need to charge this battery.
Now, you're going to
That's
remember
why.
this, because don't
This
forget,
batteries have
this
cars.
is something that you'll tell your grandchildren.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yeah, but that's why we're taping it. We can always show it to them.
Are you taping this?
Yeah.
I'll shut up right now.
Oh, Grandma.
Come on, Grandma.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
Well, Grandma, this way we can keep it forever, you know?
Yeah, and because you die before us.
Really? Are you kidding?
No, look, my kids and my kids' kids and my kids' kids' kids, they can all say that's
Grandma, I'll stop it in about
great,
15
Grandma.
seconds. Because I'm waiting for an hour. Because this will be on an hour.
That's okay, isn't it?
All right.
I have no idea he was doing that.
It's
I
fine,
thought he was
Ben.
taking pictures.
No, and plus, I'm
See, I
waiting.
don't know anything about those things.
It's just, he's like making a movie.
You want to watch it real quick? You want to watch some of what she
Well, no, it's not that. Turn it off for a second. Let me go to the bathroom and let's pause.
Bullet challenge.
Just taping you guys.
We come and have your roast on Sunday. I mean, you should say that now. You wouldn't have said that. You wouldn't have said that years ago, Chuck. Well, I think we did a good job, Valerie.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we did a good job. Now here's something. I want to show you kids, because you've never seen one. Oh, now maybe Ben did. I mean, maybe Adam. You ever remember it?
That's a ham or something like that. Cooker or something like that.
What?
What is it?
No, I'm not telling you. You're going to tell me.
It was out once when I was here.
It was out when I was.
What it is?
No, I didn't
It's a
even ask.
roaster of some sort.
Huh?
Roast.
Well, it isn't a roaster. It's called a Hollywood broiler. A Hollywood broiler. Now, when your grandpa was living, Grandpa and I never had a bacon fried, ever. For years, no, I shouldn't say years ago we did, but for 50 years, we've had nothing but broiled bacon. And I cooked it in this every morning. Well, they no longer make these today. Now this is again, and I've got one, any time that we could find one of these, you can't even find them anymore. Because nobody has them, they've thrown them away. Well, Eugene would buy, if we could ever find one, and we have a few times, he would buy, and then he would, the things that will wear out would be these things in here. Now, we've got some of them downstairs. Now, that Eugene has, we've had, well, of course, we'll never use them now, but people won't know what, I've got to clean this up because it's hard to do, I just despise to do it, but I've got to clean it up before I sell it. You don't win.
No.
And I told you, did I tell you when they're going to have the sale?
Yeah.
She's going to come, no, I mean when she's going to start pricing. The 7th and 8th. That'll be next weekend. I mean next week, the beginning of next week.
Yeah.
So as I said, Joyce is coming Friday because I said, look, you've got to get, whatever you want now, you have to be taken now.
Yeah.
Other than that, see, you'll be buying it.
Yeah.
I said, you'll have to buy it after that. And now she won't whatever she, because she took this, Jean took the trunk and Joyce took this old cabinet here.
I don't remember it.
Oh yes, a real old, it would be like a, well, I forget what they would call it. But it was real old thing. That was about 100 years old also. And so she took that. And then they took dishes. The one thing that both Jean and Joyce, the only thing that Eugene and I ever bought of something that was fancy and something that we didn't need was a cut glass bowl. You've seen it. Gorgeous thing. And so they both wanted it. They both said, oh, I want it, Joyce. And Jean said the same thing. So I was laying in bed one night and I thought, now look, I'm not going to say, and they knew I'd give it to them, I was not going to say, Jean, you take it. No, Joyce, you take it. I wasn't going to do that. So,
When they got this trash from?
no, I have to take that over with me. I don't have garbage here.
Oh.
I know.
So I'll take that over to the house with me and put it in the dumpster over there. So anyway, They'll draw. I'll have them draw straws.
You had him draw
And
straws.
the short straw will get the bowl. And so Jean got the bowl, and then what else was it? There was something else that they each wanted.
What happened?
Pardon?
What happened about that bowl?
And they drew straws. You know, have you ever heard of drawing straws to win something? Because there was two people wanting the same thing.
Who won it?
Joyce and Jean both wanted the same thing. And I said, I'm not telling either one of you can have it. But I was giving it to one of them. I said, I'll tell you what I will do. I will make straws, and you draw the shortest one you get, the long one you get. Just that simple. And so I made straws, and they drew it, and Jean got it. And then what was the other? There was something else in the dish line in there. If I don't remember what it was now. And they had to do the same. But Joyce got that. She was the one that got that.
Well, that's good. Each got one then.
Oh yes, those kind of things. But I mean, this glass bowl was just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous thing.
Yeah.
And so it's, that's just kind of the way that we've done it, because I wanted them to have whatever they wanted in the house, first of all.
Yeah.
And then if there's anything else left for anybody else, that's a different story. But Jean and Joyce got the first pick of everything. And as I say, I was afraid, well, I've got to show you from downstairs. Jean, Ann didn't come, see.
Right.
She didn't come. And so, but I was talking to her with her on the phone. I said, well, Ann, is there anything you think you would like to have? Well, she wanted 2 old quilts, or 2 quilts. Well, quilts, regular quilts, that homemade quilts, you know.
Yeah.
Not blankets, quilts. Well, I had one from my mother, and I had one from Eugene, or a couple from Eugene's folks. And so she took 2, and Joyce took 1. Jean took 2. Joyce said, I only want 1, because I'd given already the girls each of them a blanket. I mean, each of them a quilt that had been made. And I finished up Mother's quilts that she started when she was with me just before she passed away. Mother was making her quilt.
Oh, yeah.
And I finished that up. And Jean and Joyce, they had to draw for those things too.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jean got that quilt that I finished up for Mother, and then Joyce got the other quilt that I had at that time. Well, since then I have, I had the other 2, but they were much older. So there again, Jean and Joyce had to draw straws to see who's going to get the other quilts. And so they did. So they each got, I wanted them to each have a chance to get whatever they wanted, but if they both wanted it, I'm not going to say, well, you can have this. I'm not going to say that. It's, let them make up their own mind, or either that or the way we did it, I thought was a good way of doing it. And so that's the way we ended up doing it. And let's go downstairs. I want to show you something down there.
Oh.
Oh, wait, I gotta get this. I gotta put this up.
You're the dork that has your finger in your mouth.
Turn it off.
Uh-oh. Oh, your old shoes, I seen them.
You didn't see, you seen these?
I looked around. Where are they from?
Huh? See the size heel?
Oh, dude.
Jeez, were those yours?
Yeah, sure they were mine. Oh, yeah, I had them up in the attic. I want to show you what, the ones that I really want to show you. No. Well, maybe I'll leave them over there. Because Ann's getting the ones she wanted, and Jean went off and forgot to take them. Oh, I guess they must be over here. Maybe I've got them over here. Either that or I took them upstairs one. They're lizards, and I had the shoes and the bang both. And Jean took the shoes, the bag, and forgot the shoes. So now I've got the same
It's a
thing.
heart-shaped pan.
I don't know what to see there. Well, where is those shoes? Let me...
Oh, they are. Did you make cakes in here?
Sure.
Oh.
Sure.
You used to, too.
I had one, but...
Oh, and here's a hat. I've got old hats, too.
Oh, I love that flower, or that, whatchamacallit one. That feathered one.
I've got it over here, too.
Oh.
And then here's a hat pin that I'm putting in there. And this goes to Ann. Joyce got hers. But Ann, Jean, there again, Jean forgot to take this with him.
Is there some, I can take some stuff small if you want me to take it
Oh,
to
no,
California
no,
with.
no, I'll send it.
Oh, okay.
Here. No, that's the one I'm sending her. And here's the others over here in the box.
On. Keep it on. That's Val. Val, that's you.
Oh, this hat is me? And
Yeah.
it's
Well, you have it down over there from here. So
How do
you
you
see
do,
it.
I don't know
You
how.
put it down further on your forehead.
Oh.
Not back so far.
Like that?
Oh, now don't have it down too. That's too far.
How does it
That's,
go?
Here, that's just right. See, here's where you. Here, look. This
Look.
goes in the back. That is the back.
Okay.
Then
so-
you'll know how to put that on.
Okay, so that goes on the side.
That's right. Kinda.
Kind of like.
Mhm.
That's a cute hat.
Mhm. So that's Ann. That's Ann. Now I'm going to send Jean
Yeah.
forgot to take her
Well,
hat.
let me see it on you.
Oh well, now I can.
Go, Grandma. Go, Grandma. It's your birthday. Ah.
That's right. So this goes to Ann, and Joyce got hers,
That's cute.
and the girls got theirs, I think. Now the cat's in there, I think.
Oh no, this is dishware.
Oh, that's okay. Mhm. Yeah, this is for Ann. This
Doesn't
is
seem
Ann.
so sturdy.
Mhm. Oh, I think down in here is the hat.
What's in here? More dishes.
Oh, here's more hats in here. Here.
Oh.
Put it on, Grandma. Put it on.
That's the last hat I ever bought. So that's
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Put it on, Grandma.
Well, let me get over here where I can see how to put it on.
Let's see.
It's the last hat I ever bought.
That's Grandma.
Oh, that's a nice looking pin there.
Oh, that's a gorgeous hat. And here's another one.
Oh, that one's so cute.
Mm.
I wish we had hats like that we wore now. I
Well,
love
now
hats.
their hats are beginning to come back here.
Yeah.
They're beginning to
No,
come
I
back.
have two hats at home.
Oh, have you?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
They're nothing like yours, nothing fancy.
Well, they'd be different than mine, of course.
What are all these dishes for? I mean, like, where are they from?
They're from the Continental Bank. Bank of America it is now. Used to, if you put in $200 and paid $20 or something, you got a plate.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were putting in money, and so then you get a plate. And he's a very famous, at that time he wasn't, but he's a very, John somebody or other is the
No.
painter. He's the one that painted, that's
Yeah.
what's the name, John McMahon. John McMahon. And the oldest one I think I have is about 1970, or earlier on than that. And then I've got over here in that box is,
Don't try to get everything. You're making me nervous.
oh, here, I'll show you these. These are easier to get at. Here, Valerie. See, you can also buy the frames. If you wanted to
Oh,
put
for
it
the
in
plates?
frames.
Yeah, my
Oh,
girlfriend's,
okay.
my ex-girlfriend's mom's got those.
So, I never.
What is that now?
Huh?
They were plates, and these are the frames for the
And these are
plates.
frames.
Right, to hang them on the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put them, set about part of the one. But I never did. I got them and never wanted them after that. I didn't care about them. And so we never.
Overall.
Oh, here, Ben, you like this.
Got some to eat?
Ben.
Oh.
Ben.
And that Toro.
Oh, you can put it all different ways.
Here, let me see that.
I forgot we even had the thing. And then these are, when we was in Texas, we got these things in Texas. There's two friends of ours out in Texas gave them to us. Look at this.
Ooh.
I think Luke likes it more than I do.
Huh?
I think Luke likes it more than I do. He's having more fun than I am.
And this, I'm trying to
What's
think,
that?
this storage. That's storage. I'm trying to hope I can get that over there because it's wonderful to store blankets in.
Oh, yeah. I think it's, oh, no.
See?
Oh.
Wonderful to store blankets
Yeah.
in. And I'm trying to, I don't know, I haven't figured out just yet just where I'm going with it.
Oh,
But I have to wait when I'll ever get a bigger place. And until I do, I hate to take, you know, this small shoes. But those
What are you doing, Luke?
And I wanted you to see those,
Spittle.
I wanted you to see those shoes, but they're not down here. I guess I've got them upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
The alligator shoes. They're the ones that Ann wants those because she's putting these things all in the things that are old, and which these I got in when we were in Texas. I got that, and I had both. I mean the bag, and they were both very, very alligator, you know. And so Gene, there again, I thought he's taking care. He enjoyed it down here, and I thought he'd got those, but he hadn't. So now I've got.
Are these more of those plates? Oh wait, this is the long one.
Well, there's two in there.
Oh. Did you get the whole collection?
See, there's a
Ooh,
19.
This one's pretty.
What is this?
1977.
77. I think they started about 1975 or 70 or 75, and I think I got most all of them before they quit sending them.
So are these all up for sale or are these somebody's? Are you selling all these or are these somebody's already?
No, I guess the kids didn't want them. No, I'm going to sell them because they didn't. Want them. And you see, we've had Ben. I don't think you, Adam, was here since we put those glass blocks in.
These?
I
think so.
I don't think you.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about this doll.
How long have you
doll
had
is this?
Well, as I say that, I don't think those have been in over 3 or 4 years at the most.
Oh, yeah, I've been.
Have you?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
maybe you didn't notice it. See, they have little screens and they got little storm windows. See,
Right.
That's still got the storm window in it, see? And the little screen is right over here. What is you want?
Oh, I wanted to know, who are those?
Those are my two brothers, Harley and Harley, twins.
Okay.
Uncle Harley, this is Uncle Harley.
I remember seeing that picture, I just didn't know where.
And nobody seems to want it, so I guess I'll just I'll sell it as a sale, and they can do whatever they want with the pictures. They won't care for them. But the picture, the frame,
Yeah.
because see, these would be at least 85 years old. Because my
Well,
brother
that's very
would-
nice. I like that. Maybe.
My brother would have been Uncle Harley was hard, 80.
I like that picture. I can't believe no one
I
took
think that
that.
would have been 89.
Oh, this doll over here. Was this your doll or whose doll was this?
That was one that I years ago, Gina and Ann came to California. Well, they had the 3 girls, and Joyce had the 2. No, Joyce had one, just had the one, and the other one brought. And so I got them all little dolls when they come to have to play with. And I found this afterward, and I bought it for myself. Well, you like it?
I like it a
Take
lot.
it, take it, take it. Oh, look. Do
Yes,
you
see.
boys, you play golf?
I do.
He plays it more than I do. I go out and I play around with all my
Do
friends.
you have golf clothes?
Golf clothes?
Golf pants?
No.
Oh, just like,
Good pants, good golf.
They won't fit probably us.
You don't call these khakis. Khaki is khaki.
Khaki is a color.
That's right, khaki is a color.
no, like a pair of Dockers or something like that. Is that like what she's talking about?
I'm talking about these trousers.
Yeah, wait, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
If you would like them or want to put on a pair to see if they fit you, be my guest, because they'll have to be
I
sold.
wanted to ask you about these doilies. Are
Well,
these
they're not,
anybody?
well, I guess they would be doilies.
Ooh, ooh.
What are they?
Dresser scarves.
Yeah.
Dresser scarves. Dresser scarves with something in it.
Yeah, I like that.
Some of them are smaller than the others.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, I have a waterbed that has a big headboard, and along the top it'd be really pretty.
Oh, here, like you have over here at the top.
What?
Like you have it over at the top.
Right, right. So I was looking
It's
for
like
kind
shells
of
and stuff.
Either
It
that
has
or
shelves?
you put it on a dresser.
Right. Well, I don't really have a dresser.
Well, okay.
So I
You don't
thought-
have a dresser?
No.
It's too bad you don't live close enough to take a dresser from here.
Yeah. Ooh, I like this one. You can turn it off and look at something you can buy.
Oh, this is something you have to see. You have to see this.
I had looked at that, and what is it?
Oh,
It's a
okay,
fire.
quicker.
You don't appreciate good art?
That's you did.
No, don't. You'll tear the
Don't
thing.
tear the other one up.
It's not
What's
tearing.
it? Oh, okay.
Okay, that'll work. That'll work.
Okay, Grandma.
Didn't have
Go ahead.
anything else to put it in.
Okay, go ahead.
This would be, when did he get that tea in one?
All in one, you mean?
7 or 8 or 9 years ago. And I'm not sure, I'm not just sure, because these things you must have a date on them to be of any value. And you must have the same thing here, dates on these things.
You have to
Right.
write them on there?
Not, well, if you don't remember
Or
them, you
if
have to
you-
write them
okay.
until you do remember them, because you see, as you're going to hand these down to someone else, they'll say, well, when did you get it? Well, I don't know when it was. So you must have it down in your mind, either that or put a note around it as to when it was. Now this is, well, wait, I'm trying to get Ben's thing here. 83.
83?
19. When we get over to my house, we're going over to my house where I live now.
Okay.
We'll see. I've got the T in one over there.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll see how what it is, and then you'll put a note. I'll give you something to put on the bottom of it, so you'll know that was. I'm sure Eugene got that after he got that T in one.
I think that's the only reason I want to keep it, so then, you know, I can
That's
always
wonderful.
remember them
That's
too.
But you've got to have the time how old it is. Otherwise, it doesn't mean so much if you don't know the date. Now then, getting back to these, this thing would be that's older than that other thing there. No, that other's probably the oldest. I'd say that's 40 years old. This is 40.
Yes?
That and that other to match it, the knife and that to match.
Is this 40?
The two, huh?
This is 40?
Yeah, that and that knife, and that other knife would be older than that. And I don't know how old it is. I wouldn't say, but I would say that's at least 40 years old. That we've had that at least 40 years. And this, your guess is as good as mine.
I'm gonna use it.
Huh?
I'm gonna use
I
that.
say, but I don't know how old that is. How long have they had
Probably
these
20
things?
years old.
Oh,
15
it's older
years.
than that.
You
20
think?
years, 20 years is not very long.
I didn't
Hey, I've been alive 20 years.
Let's try it.
I've been alive 20 years.
I'd say 25. What do you say? You boys ought to be a better judge of that than I am.
There's probably a date on
Oh,
here
well,
somewhere.
okay. But they say you need to have dates on stuff to
Oh
be
yeah,
of
and
any
it's got the
value
little
at
thing right up
all.
here.
Yeah, I know.
It can't be more than 20 years old.
20 year, okay,
I don't think.
okay.
What do you think, Luke?
I don't think so. I could be very wrong with that.
I got...
No, you snap it out. You push down on it. That's how it works.
Well, I didn't even know that thing was down there. Well,
That's in the rail code
I
too,
knew
so
it,
it can't be really that old.
I knew it,
No, I'm gonna use it though. I'm going
Well,
to
that's
use
fine.
it.
Sure, certainly. I'm just glad that somebody was.
Now, what prompted you to paint that?
I told you, we had a big fire here one time. In 1980, I got on there 1982, I think I was. And if, for some reason or other, it was a bigger, just an awful, gruesome thing, terrible looking thing. And with that, I thought, Lord, it just burned for a...
Was it hard to draw? Was it hard to draw?
Not for me.
She got that one right down.
Right now, I just sat down and decided to do that. And so that's the only thing that goes with it. And so on one and only painting, well then as I say, the fellow that painted Grandpa's portrait, he said, well, Mildred, you ought to date that and frame it. So with that, Cliff took it and he framed that for me. The same fellow that did Eugene's portrait. And he said, well, sure. I said, that's the first thing you ever did? He said, that's fine. And he was an artist.
Yeah.
He said, well, then you should put it in a frame. And you'll have it.
Is that watercolor?
Yes. So that's all it meant to me. I was going to do it because it...
Well, it might mean something to somebody someday.
Well, that's all there is to it. It just was a film. It was a terrible fire. It was a very big fire, a bad fire. And you know, fires to me looks terrible. You know, fires look terrible, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's Valerie, pull up a chair. Pull up a chair. And then we'll get you hang on to this, and you get when we get over at the house. And where's my watch?
It's on the windowsill.
Okay. I don't have any idea where things are. I'm moving back and forth, and so I don't know what anything is. But I'm ready to go over to the house anytime you kids are.
Let's take off.
Actually,
You ready? You ready? You ready? Okay, okay.
I don't remember.
Okay. Now you kids are leaving, you go back home tonight.
Mhm.
Okay.
What time's dinner?
Dinner?
Or supper?
What time are we?
5:30.
5:30?
5. Now, if
Are we
you,
eating over there, or are we going
Well,
out to eat, or what?
I thought we'd probably go somewhere. Because we can't eat with you, right?
you can't, if I call up, if I've got enough time now to call up.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Let's
We'll
just
take you somewhere.
Yeah,
We'll go somewhere.
You're not going to take me anyplace. You're my
Why not?
guest.
Well, no, we came up.
I know we came up to take you.
All right, look, you treated us to a meal.
We're treating you.
Let's.
You will be my guest. You come to visit me. Now, and I won't feel insulted if you insist. I will say fine, but I would like to take you. But now, if you want to,
Well, we'll decide when we go.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But you have to tell us where a good place to eat around here.
Huh?
You have to show us a good place to eat
Oh, well,
around
there's
here.
one right here, just down 115th Street. It's, unless you're going to go downtown, well, we're not going to go downtown.
Right, before we go, only because I might forget. What's the easiest way to get out of here?
We get a map.
No, because we had troubles getting in here. We're not sure how to get out. Can we just take 115th here down to Cicero?
You sure can.
Okay, well that'll
Take Cicero all the way down to the tri-state.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay.
Okay, as long as I didn't know what that.
You want to go to 180, 152, 151?
55. We
Yeah.
went 55 all the way
We're just
home.
gonna take Cicero to 55.
151 first, don't you run into 150? Well, I'm not, okay.
Well, Cicero will take us all the way to 55.
65, Cicero.
That'll take us 55. I mean, it's just less confusing.
115th Street will take you right over to Cicero.
Okay. Okay, I just kind of
Yeah,
forgot.
okay.
I mean, I just before I forget to
Okay,
ask later.
That's where you go.
Okay.
Okay, so you'll have no trouble finding that. No problem at all. Okay. So with that, if you people are ready, we'll go over to the house in no hurry.
No, we'll have the boys take these things out and stuff.
Yeah,
We
let's-
go whenever.
There you go. Here, right on that first. My pencil, September the 19th, 1991. 1991. That's it. A hole in one Grandpa had. There you go. You're a good one. Here, you'll be the first one to get that. Here, no, I'll pour in your hand.
I'll do something for sure. That will.
Here, Dolly. Okay, now wait for this guy. He's doing something. Here. Nine. Here.
Grandma's Place of living.
Nice little
But
bag.
that is, here, there's your bigger one.
Oh, you can just hold.
She says it's small. It's not real small.
You gotta finish these first.
Oh, yeah. You know, there's one for these. I don't want to I'll get that whole
It's a picture of Grandpa again.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Yeah, put it on the table.
Here.
Hey.
Here you go. Ooh. Can you eat that mini?
Yeah.
Here, where are you? Here, where are you?
Oh, I just want a little. Okay, okay.
Here,
Thank you.
Luke.
I'll just one few.
Huh?
Just.
Here, how about you, Lucas? Well, you haven't got anything
Looks still
yet.
filming everything.
Okay, wait till you
You knocked off about it.
Nasty.
Here, you're good.
You want to sit right here?
No, no, sit. I'm not going to sit in your place right now.
Okay.
For Lucas.
Oh, okay.
Bye-bye. So glad you could come. So glad you could come.
Well, bye, Grandma. Thank you for everything.
Oh, okay. And say hello.
Okay.
Okay.
Just filming you, Grandma.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Adam,
We'll
good
talk to you as soon as we can.
Okay, mighty fine. Come again. Come again.
Oh, we will.
Oh,
We will. We will. Be careful.
I will. And you kids be careful going home.
Okay. We will.
Bye-bye.
There's Luke, Val, Grandma. We're all saying goodbye. Ben's over here somewhere.
Okay.
Oh.
Fade it, Val.
Okay?
I will.
Whenever you can, I'll be around. I'll be around. But I'm not going very far. That's enough of that.
Grandma, wait to the camera.
Oh,
Wait
stop.
to the camera.
Just wait one more time.
Bye.
Is it fading out?
Okay, now that's good.
Is it fading out?
You gotta push the right button.
Push the right button.